Okay, we're back again live with another GYLS momentum session. This time we're privileged to have another alumni, which is incredible. The second one to step up. So thank you, Bella, for stepping up. And last minute, I might add too, it's not easy to commit to doing a live webinar in less than a week. But she stepped up all the way from London in the UK. I think it's like 3 p.m. over there. So thank you so much for stepping up. And here's Bella.
Okay, so today I'm going to be talking to you guys about bullying. Now, it's such a huge topic to talk about. So, but first of all, thank you so much to anybody who's watching, especially those who are watching from Australia, because I know it's something like 2 a.m. there. And anybody who watches in the future, thank you to you too. So, so bullying is such a huge thing to talk about, and the part that I talk about is going to be a small portion of it, but the tools I give you will be life-changing. Now, 76% of teenagers have experienced bullying or have been a bully themselves at some point. So why am I giving you these statistics? Two reasons. The first is to show that if you have been bullied, you are not alone. It's one of the most common issues in society. The second reason is that it gives so many lifelong effects. And what's more, limiting beliefs. The tools I'll give you can be used with anyone who has been affected by bullying in any way at all. So there's a quote by Ellen DeGeneres, which I'll share with you guys. Bullying is killing our youth, being different is killing our youth, and a youth who are bullying are dying inside. We have to save our youth whether they are bullied or they bully others. Both are in pain. And most comedy is based on getting a laugh at somebody else's expense, and I find that that's just a form of bullying in a major way. So we should all be an example that you can be funny and kind and make people laugh without hurting anybody else's feelings. So I'm going to tell you guys a story. I've been bullied. Now, the thing is, it was when it was 12 years old that it started. In the UK, high school lasts 7 years. So I started high school when I was 12, and you know that rush when you have when you're starting high school, it's so exciting, like, yeah, I'm going to be the most popular person there. And then there was me, who had a different mindset. My mindset was, I'm not good enough. Everybody's going to judge me. Everyone hates me, I'm ugly, and I'm not worthy. And this was my mindset. And of course, due to the power of attraction, if that was my mindset, I would attract people who would think those exact things about me. So this is how I went in. I went into high school, 12 years old, and I was like a closed door. I had my shoulders hunched over, I had my head bent down, I was shy, I thought everybody was judging me and hating me. And if you go into somewhere like a closed door, people are going to push you and push you to try and get you to open. And then eventually people will give up on you and go to a door that's open. And they'll go through that door, go become friends with someone who's open. But then there are some people who find pleasure in staying and pushing a closed person to try and get them to open. And what happened is I would be walking through corridors, I would be getting tripped up, I would have people verbally abusing me, I would have girls physically abusing me, and what's more, I started getting bullied on the internet. And people were giving me something that most people call hate. Now, here's the way I see it. If you take the E from the end of hate and put it at the beginning, it becomes E-hat. Now, an E-hat is just another hat. It's a type of hat. So, someone's calling you ugly. They're handing you an E-hat. They're handing you hate. And it's up to you whether to wear this hat or not. A mirror is just a piece of glass. It's up to you what you see behind it. So if you're looking in the mirror and you're wearing all of these E-hats, you're wearing ugly, you're wearing disgusting, you're wearing bucktooth, you're wearing stupid blonde, you're wearing fat, these are the ones that I wore, that is what you will see. And what happens is when you wear these E-hats, when you wear these labels, it seems to get heavier and it seems to weigh you down. Now, a small exercise, which I'm sure most of you have done, but I'm going to teach it to you now, and I'm going to teach it to you with a different context. So I want you to look around your room, and I want you to find every single thing that is the color red. Now, it's Christmas time, so should be pretty easy, but I want you to find everything that is the color red. Now, once you've done that, I want you to look down or whatever, or close your eyes. And in your head, I want you to see everything in the room around you that is the color green. Now, the thing is, it's going to be really difficult to do this because originally you were looking for everything that was the color red, and that was all you could find. So when you're focusing on the beauty in yourself in the mirror, that is what you will find. But if you focus on your flaws and your insecurities, if you focus on these e-hats people will give you, that is what you will see. That is what you will see in the mirror. The worst bullies you will ever get in your life are your own thoughts. You don't control the things people say to you, but you can control the way it makes you feel. So there's a famous quote by Dr. Seuss: "Those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind." Now, the thing is, it's completely true. If someone is giving you this e-hat calling you ugly, they don't matter, and you shouldn't mind, because you should be the one defining yourself. You should be the one defining beauty. You cannot rely on others for your own happiness, because it's too dangerous to rely on other people for something that comes from inside, for something that only you can create and something that only you can destroy. So you can let your smile change the world, but don't let the world change your smile, unless it's for the good. So, winding back, here's what I should have done. I should have walked into that school saying, "I am beautiful, I'm amazing, everybody here loves me already. I am popular and incredible, and no one's going to judge me because I am who I am, and I will attract the right people." Had I gone into the school open, like an open door, allowing people in, then they wouldn't have pushed me, and they wouldn't have given me hate, and they wouldn't have felt that they had the power to do that. So, why do people bully? Well, it's such a huge question. There are so many different reasons that people do it. So I went on the internet to do some research to try and find an acronym for the word bully. And there was quite an interesting one that I found: being unable to let others live your way. Now, I had a long think about this, and basically what it means is if you bully someone, it is because they have something in their lives that is missing from yours. And so you feel like you have to put them down to get that from them. So if someone is living a way that you would like to live at all, if you are jealous of someone or anything, you put them down, and that is called bullying. But the way you can prevent being a bully is this: who you spend time with is who you become. So if you're spending time with people who are always negative, so someone who's like, "Oh, it's raining, why is it raining? Why is the sky always cloudy?" Then you're going to become negative. And then when it's sunny, they're even like, "Oh, why is it sunny? It's way too hot." I mean, in London, that never happens. But anyway, if who you spend time with is who you become. So it's the same thing. If you're spending time with people who put other people down to put themselves higher, that is exactly what's going to happen to you, because they influence you a lot. Who you spend time with is who you become. To effectively communicate, we must all realize that we are all different in the way we perceive the world, and use this understanding as a guide to our communication with others. Putting others down will never help you reach the top. So, another form of bullying is parents bullying. Now, parents bullying you, it is a form of bullying. Now, so many people, they say that their parents make them feel like they're not good enough. But I'm going to tell you a small story. Rolls-Royce, the car company, they know their worth, and they know that other people know their value. And so what they do is they don't promote themselves, because they let the right people come to them who know their value, because they know their value. And it's the same thing with you. You don't need to promote yourself. As long as you know your value, that is the most important thing, because you've always got to remember to always love yourself first and not allow others to make you unable to do that. And what is good enough anyway? As long as you know you're being the best that you can be, then you know your worth. And when you know your worth, the world is your oyster. And let me tell you something. You are all individually worth more than all the stars in the sky. So parents should respect that, as long as you still respect your parents. Something that I forgot to mention at the beginning of the session is that if you do feel like you have any questions or anything you want to say or share your own experiences, please feel free to comment it in the momentum session and just go ahead, say anything. So anyway, parents bullying you. It's completely different to other bullies because your parents will always love you, even if they give the impression that they don't, because they only want what's best for you. And even if they push you out of your comfort zone, it's for a reason. It's because they want what's best for you. So this momentum session is called Banish the Bullies. Now, how do you get over being bullied? Sometimes the hardest but most important thing is to forgive someone who hasn't apologized. Like Harry Singer says, staying angry at someone, like having hatred for someone and having hatred for yourself, is like holding onto hot coal. It's like drinking poison and expecting someone else to die. There is no point doing that. Do not let the past upset you when the future is what lies ahead. When the past comes knocking on your door, don't open it. It's got nothing new to say. It's not the events in our lives that shape us, but our beliefs as to what they mean. So if I could give one message to anyone from this who has been bullied, don't allow your own worth and beauty to be defined by other people. Love yourself because you are beautiful. The secret of success is learning how to use pain and pleasure instead of having pain and pleasure use you. If you do that, you are in control of your life. If you don't, life controls you. And one more thing, if people are trying to put you down, it only means you are above them. And if I can give one overall message from this momentum session to someone who has bullied someone else, I know you've been hurting too. And instead of dealing with it the way you have been, find it within yourself to conquer whatever draws you to put yourself higher than others and love yourself for who you are. And if it's in the past and all you want is forgiveness, you have to forgive yourself first. So that is my talk on bullying. And if you guys have any questions at all, ever, then please feel free to ask me. Now, how did I conquer bullying? Well, I used all of these tools, and I did. I used the power of attraction. I went into my new school, and I completely different state of mind, open door. And the next person to dare call me ugly or anything was from my old school, because it was in my past. So they're like, hey, Belle, you're ugly. And I say, no, I am beautiful. You are wrong. I am amazing. And the thing is, I didn't just say that, but I also believed it. And that is just the most important thing. You have to believe that you are beautiful, because I cannot emphasize this enough. You are incredible. Only you define the word beautiful. You do not compare yourself to anybody but yourself. And as long as you know who you are, no one else can define that. No one else can make you feel any way at all. Only you control the way you feel. So that is my talk on anti-bullying. And I started a foundation, Love Kids, to teach these tools to everyone else. And you all have the potential to live your lives to the fullest. Thank you.
That was so incredible, Bella. Oh my God, you're amazing.
Thank you.
All the way from London, UK. Again, if you guys have any questions, pinned at the top of the Momentum Sessions group. Now's the time to ask. Oh, let me see. Okay, we just got one instantly. Ariana, what are some ways to help someone going through bullying?
Okay, so if someone is going through bullying, they just need to change their state of mind as to how they react to it. So it depends what kind of bullying. So if it's verbal bullying, then if they're saying all of these things to you, if they're saying you're ugly or if they're saying you're stupid, it's irrelevant. Because, again, like I said, those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind. As long as you know your worth, you don't need to listen to anybody else about what they say to you, because you control the way you believe. No one else can control the way you believe. So if someone is bullying you at the current moment, at the current time, you can completely change what you think about it like this. Because only you can define whether they're bullying you or not. Only you can allow whether they are bullying you or not.
That's a great answer. And thank you, Ariana, for that question. I know you're on these all the time, so shout out to Ariana.
Shout out to Ariana.
Cool. Let me see. Any other questions? We have a bunch of viewers. Come on, guys, don't be shy.
Or anything about your own experiences or any tips yourself, go ahead.
I have a question for you while the viewers come up with a question. What made you decide that you wanted to basically get over being bullied? What was the thing that made you decide enough was enough, basically?
Okay, so I was at GYLS 2012, I want to say, and it was my ambassador year. And I was sitting in a seat with everyone else, and Marlon just looked me in the eye. And I just knew at that moment that I knew he was talking to everyone, but at that moment, I felt like what he was saying was exactly to me. And he said, "Only you define yourself." And he looked at me and he smiled, and I just felt the biggest amount of love for myself in that one moment. It was just one moment that was completely life-changing for me. So I guess it was just a sudden realization that, hang on a second, I don't need to listen to anybody else. I am beautiful. There is no definition for it. I am beautiful. And I decided that I was going to change school and just completely start fresh and just go in with like a new face, with a completely different attitude and confidence. And life is just incredible now.
That's amazing. So it was just one thing that one person said, and you can be that person, and you right now are that person for so many other people who are watching this. Incredible. And Ariana said, "Thank you, Belly. Your accent is so amazing. I love it." I love your accent too. It's so awesome. Cool. So, any last words? Wrap us up.
Last words. Well, I
Last
guess
piece of advice.
last bit of advice. My Love Kids motto, I don't know if you can see it, it's sort of on here, is you only live once, so live your life to the fullest. So with bullying, you just, honestly, I cannot emphasize this enough, you control your life. Nobody else controls your life. So you all have the potential to live your lives to the fullest, no matter what anyone else says, because happiness comes from within, and no one else can destroy it unless you allow them to. Thank you.